Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 42 of the Techno Dinosaur Meets the IT Geek. My name is Willie Nicol. I am the Techno Dinosaur due to being technically challenged, but I'm also a personal development life coach. I'm based in Troon, South Ayrshire, Scotland. With me today is my usual partner in crime, David Logan, who is the IT Geek. Hi, David, how are you and where are you?
Hi Willie, I'm great. I'm based here in Annan, southwest Scotland. I am an IT geek who helps you take the challenge out of technology. I take the jargon out of technology so you can use it at ease and don't get stressed.
Great, David. Well, I have a technical question for you today. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Right, here we go. We've talked a wee bit the past, you and I privately. I'd like you to explain in a bit greater detail. What are device drivers? What do they do for us? And what do we need to do about them?
Okay, basically, in a nutshell, a device driver is a bit of software which connects your device to Microsoft Windows. I'll base it on Microsoft Windows at the moment. That's what my expertise is. The same applies for Apple Macs, your Android phones, Linux operating systems. A device is like your keyboard you type into. Web camera is a device which is here, or your monitor, or your TV screen monitor. These are all devices. What a device driver is, it basically connects that device to the operating system, Microsoft Windows, and lets it to communicate and operate as it should. Even as I talk here, the computer is going through millions of programming code to make sure you get the video and my voice through to your end. Does that explain the device driver?
Yeah, I've got that. That's the means of communication, the software between the hardware, which is the device, your printer, your webcam, or whatever, and the operating system on your computer or laptop.
Yep.
We have discussed before about problems about device drivers not working or not connecting. How do we overcome that?
Absolutely. So with the onset of Windows 10, it's basically plug in and play. Have you heard of plug and play?
Yep.
So majority of devices you can plug in and it works out of the box, which is great for the majority of population. Now and again we hit a snag. We were talking about an issue earlier on there, whereby Microsoft do not have the proper driver for that device. In that case, you can get different results. It might not work, or it may just malfunction. So in this scenario, let's stick to web camera, for example. It may show my picture black and white at your end, whereas my end it's all color. That could be a typical malfunction. Or it might not show the video full stop. Now to check these, you need to go into what we call a device manager. On Windows 10, if you go to the bottom left of your start button and select search, type in device manager. I'll bring up a new window which will have all your devices connected to your computer. If there is a malfunction, if the system is slow, I'll show you an exclamation mark next to the device which is not correctly set up. So your question again, what was it again?
Well, when we get to that scenario, i.e. the connection's not there or it's faulty or malfunctioning, how do we remedy that?
Okay, so if Microsoft, I think about this way, if I take a step back for a second, Wally, Microsoft have got a big database, thousands of device software in their database, and they match it. But in this scenario, if it doesn't work, what you need to do then, unless you have a CD for that device, is to go onto the manufacturer's website and download the device driver for that device, for that operating system. So you make sure it's the right operating system. Is it Windows 10? Is it Windows 7? Is it 32-bit or is it 64-bit? Make sure you got the right make and model. And through that, once you download that installation file, you can then go into Device Manager and install the device. Ask it to reinstall, and it'll ask you from Windows updates or from an external device. You select from an external device. That wording isn't correct, it's words to have that effect. And then you select where that file is that you have downloaded from the manufacturer's website. And just watch the prompts and go through it.
I must be getting better at this, David, because this is actually making sense. Because I've had to do this before when my printer wouldn't work. And it wasn't the printer's fault, and it wasn't the computer's fault. It was the connection bit, the software, the device driver. And I had to go through all that rigmarole myself to get it to work. So that's explained it much more clearly to me. Is there anything else we need to know about device drivers?
I would say just check them generally. One thing I would say with Windows updates, very quickly to knock off for this week, is if you check for Windows updates, sometimes it's newly come out now, is that you get optional updates. If you open that up, it sometimes has device drivers in there, latest device drivers. So basically it's Microsoft saying, we've got some device drivers, do you want to install them? So if you've got an issue with a web camera and it's listed that list, go for it. Any questions to you, Wally, or to the viewer, fire them to me. I'm more than happy to help.
Great, David. I think that's that well covered. To the viewer, if you have any technical problems, David's your man. Any life coaching problems, I'm your man. So all that remains for me to say, stay safe, keep well, and have some fun. So it's goodbye from me, Willie Nicol, the Techno Dinosaur.
And from the IT Geek, have some fun, but be safe. Have a great week, everybody. Catch you next week.